William, who hurt you? Hey, I'm Alex, I'm a film composer, and today we are talking about Naked Lunch, both the novel and the film. Naked Lunch, the novel, is the original work. It's by William S. Burroughs. It is extremely shocking. It is extremely grotesque. It is hard to read. I don't necessarily have a lot of positive things to say about it. The novel follows William Lee. William Lee is an opioid addict. This book is extremely hallucinatory. It's basically just a nightmare trip through vignettes of this addict's, could be hallucinations, could be experiences, could be some sort of transcendental thing that he's dealing with. The story is very nonlinear. Naked Lunch often reads more like journal entries or like a dream journal more than it reads like an actual novel. You know, I started reading a lot more this year. There have been things this year that I felt like were difficult to read because of language barriers, or that were difficult to read because they were maybe above my literary level at the time. This book is difficult to read just because the content is difficult to consume. I'm glad that I read it, if only for the experience of it. I could not honestly recommend it to just about anyone because it's such a tough sit. The film, however, is a different story. So Naked Lunch, the film, is sort of an adaptation of Naked Lunch, the novel, but for a lot of reasons it could not be a direct adaptation. Naked Lunch, the film, is directed by David Cronenberg, which if you have watched any other David Cronenberg films, you know that if anyone is equipped to adapt something like this, it is David Cronenberg. David Cronenberg met with William S. Burroughs in Tangiers, I believe, to talk about adapting the film. The film Naked Lunch is much more linear. It follows William Lee and a couple other characters from Naked Lunch, but it mostly adapts some of the vignettes from the novel into a more linear structure. That being said, it still feels very out of this world, uncanny valley, whatever you want to call it. This noir setting of this futuristic, sort of body horror, sort of alien, sort of fantasy. There's so much coming at you. The film deals a lot more with the experiential aspects of William Lee's life, like hallucinatory moments or the psychopathy of like addiction, of the illness of addiction and the mental illness that either addiction causes or becomes. I would recommend watching the film if you are a fan of really weird films, or if you're a fan of great film scores, because Howard Shore did the film score for that. I could not possibly begin to give the novel Naked Lunch a rating because I don't even know how to quantify this work. The film Naked Lunch, I would give a 3.5 out of 5. I would give the score for Naked Lunch a 4 out of 5. If you want to hear more of my film hot takes, you can check me out on Letterboxd.